Do we have any trustee comments? Trustee Horvath.
Thank you, Madam President. In this week's packet, we were informed about the formation of a public arts commission, and I think to help with art and things in the public domain. And I think it's a good idea. I'm a big supporter of the arts, and I wish that commission well as part of the Design Review Commission, I believe, as part of that. My question I'd like to know is I proposed a public safety commission to address kind of public safety issues and last year, and I was just curious on where we might be at and making a decision on forming a public safety commission to address some of the public safety issues we have in the community.
I'd be happy to speak to that again. You and I have discussed it before, and I think I've shared my thoughts initially with the residents at a prior meeting, but happy to do that again. I guess the response is first and foremost when you raise the issue, and I appreciate the commitment of you and all of our group to public safety and pedestrian safety and traffic management and the like in the community. I think as we talked about the possible goal, as you might have identified for this commission, it was to help shape the goals, objectives, maybe to track and measure against a plan that we had created for public safety. And I think my initial reaction, and I talked about this at length with Mr. Flipshin and with other department heads, is that the village board and our staff are best suited to define the goals and objectives related to public safety matters for the village. Our board, like those before it, continues to identify public safety issues as a priority, and our staff has been very thoughtful and diligent in carrying out that charge. And we are, of course, always appreciative of our residents' willingness to assist the village. But I don't believe that we're in a position to rely upon resident volunteers to assess matters relating to police activity, fire activity, or traffic and pedestrian safety. We are fortunate to have a very professional staff with significant depth of experience and expertise to carry out the village's charge with respect to public safety mandates. Obviously, our staff has a thorough command of the many issues that impact decisions relating to public safety matters, from infrastructure to budgeting issues. And when we don't have the expertise that we need for a specific issue, we have tended to go search out a consultant with expertise in that particular area. The staff will work with that consultant, making sure that all relevant background information is provided and shared to evaluate the issue, and then the consultant provides an opinion or a recommendation that our staff shares with the board for us to examine and evaluate. Public safety decision-making is I think, maybe not always as straightforward as it seems. It's perhaps difficult for resident volunteers to have a complete understanding of the competing interests that affect the big picture, if you will, and therefore difficult for a group of resident volunteers with various levels of experience to provide thoughtful commentary on a particular issue. For example, when considering traffic and safety issues relating to speed limits, signage, other regulatory devices, one must really understand that even small changes can have very significant impacts and possibly unintended consequences. For instance, are looking at the 47th Street corridor. And as we continue to examine that particular corridor and safety issues related to it, we have sought and required the expertise of a consultant who can study much broader issues than simply the speed limit, but where traffic comes from, where it may go to if we reconfigure the roadway and the like. You raised a very thoughtful idea in the Public Safety Commission in it having a component that would enable us to share information with respect to public safety. Not really just to share it, but to circulate it better throughout the community. And that's something that in my discussions with Mr. Polipshin and our various department heads, we thought would be a very positive impact of such a commission. And we talked initially in response to your suggestion about trying to form a commission that might have members of the various school districts, the boards, park district, and the like other organizations where we would be able to create a network to share public safety information. I still like that idea very much, to be honest with you. I've talked with some of the representatives of our districts. Maybe it's because people are very busy and have a lot on their plate. I didn't get an overwhelming response about a desire to participate, but it's something that I still think is a very good idea. Finding ways to communicate public safety issues, decisions, policies that we advocate, that the schools advocate with respect to pickup and drop-off times and the like. It would be great to find a better vehicle to circulate that throughout our community. And I would invite continued discussion of that, a mechanism to do that, and possibly finding a group that would be willing to undertake that type of a program. Those are my thoughts that I've shared with you previously, and if you have some thoughts that additionally you'd like to share with our board, obviously we'd be happy to entertain those.